All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er training camp preview brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Marin from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. or until they run out. In Emeryville, they're inside the Emeryville Public Marketplace Wednesday through Sunday. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in Northern California. Get the brisket chili. All right, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit and preview training camp from the wide receiver position. Of course, this segment brought to you by New York Style Italian Sausage. And at the end of the video, I will tell you my third favorite New York Style Italian Sausage product at the end. But first, let's talk a little bit about the Niner wide receivers. I think there's reason to believe this could be a very exciting year for the Niner wide receiver core. Why? Well, Deebo Samuel came out incredibly critical of the year that he had last year, and was like, "Hey, I want to get to the next level, and I sucked last year." And he was very self-critical. I think Deebo's getting nothing but better. Then you look at Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk says he's preparing for takeoff. He's in a contract year. I think Ayuk has a big year. Juwan Jennings, if he's here on this team, is a free agent at the end of the year. Ray McLeod has nothing guaranteed for him long term. Danny Gray is trying to establish himself as an NFL receiver. He's a burner with 4.3 speed, and he probably plays faster than that. And he's going from year one to year two as a third-round pick last year. I expect Gray to really bust out. And then there could be a battle royale for one of the last roster spots. Tay Martin, the second-year player at Oak State, is big and has tremendous ball skills, was a great college football receiver, and has really good ball skills. He doesn't have burning speed, but this guy can catch. And I think he's going to be a favorite of Niner quarterbacks. And then Ronnie Bell, the rookie 7th-round pick out of Michigan, really showed a lot in the minicamp. He's got great hands, great ball skills. His dad is a wide receiver coach at the collegiate level, and it shows. Ronnie Bell is polished and ready to try to take a job. And then there's some other guys. Chris Conley has got size and speed and been in this league for a number of years. He comes over from Tennessee in free agency. There's Willie Snead, the veteran. Then there's a couple other guys, Isaiah Winstead, Daz Winsome, trying to compete for maybe 5 spots, maybe 6. I expect the 49ers are probably going to go with 5 wide receivers, and this is going to be an incredibly competitive situation at wide receiver. And you know, Debo's got the roster made. Ayuk's got the roster made. Everybody else is, really in a battle. Ayuk's coming off a year where he delivered his first 1,000-yard campaign. Deebo Samuel, his production definitely dipped last year, but man, he says he's primed for a bust out year, and I tend to believe him. So you've got some real talent there. Personally, I think Danny Gray has got the ability to explode. You're talking about a guy with terrific speed and good ball skills. And I think, when you look at this receiving core this year, Ayuk's your 1, Debo's your 2, let's say, or 1-2, 2-1, whatever way you want to slice it. I think Danny Gray, because of the vertical speed and his ability to run off the coverage, is probably going to be on this team. That's 3. Ray McLeod is a dominating return guy, and a good gadget player. He can play running back. He can play receiver. So I think he's going to make the roster. That's 4. There's a chance that they'll only keep one more receiver, and that would be the 5th receiver. Now, to me, that's a battle between Juwan Jennings, the incumbent, who was a 7th-round pick in 2020, but he has made a number of huge catches in a 49er uniform. Then you've got Ronnie Bell, the 7th-round pick this year, who I just said has really, really good ball skills. And Tay Martin's got maybe better ball skills than those 2 guys. I think it's a 3-way battle between Ronnie Bell, Tay Martin, and Juwan Jennings for that possession wide receiver role, opposite McLeod, the return man, Gray, the burner, Ayuk and Deebo, the starters. And Jennings probably has the lead because of what he's accomplished here already. But if Ronnie Bell and Tay Martin outplay Jennings, or if Ronnie Bell and Tay Martin play as well as Jennings, the Niners may keep Bell or Martin over Jennings. You also may see a trade here because all these receivers have a lot of talent. Tay Martin it was not going to surprise me if he has a whale of a preseason. He is a really, really talented receiver who runs good routes and has very dependable hands. And then Ronnie Bell, as I said, very polished 7th-round pick. He looked great and looked like he's ready to contribute right now to an NFL team, which is rare for a rookie receiver, but he's advanced. He's an advanced route runner. I think there's some real things to like about Bell as a guy who might be able to contribute this year. So if you got Ronnie Bell ready to contribute this year, you got Tay Martin with more upper body strength than he had a year ago and a year in this offense. You also have Isaiah Winstead, who caught 88 balls at East Carolina and has tremendous stop and start, albeit not great 40 stopwatch speed. You got Willie Snead, the veteran, who's a terrific locker room guy, really good route runner, veteran special teamer. Ray, who's your primary return man. Conley, who's big and fast. I mean, Chris Conley, 6'3", 220 pounds, runs in the low 4.4s. He came out in the league. He was running 4.3. Conley's big and fast. So, and then you got Gray, who's got the best speed of anybody on the entire team. I mean, he's a true burner. I can't imagine they will cut Danny Gray. So it's going to be a very good competitive wide receiver core. I mean, there's just no question about it. There's not that somebody good from that wide receiver core is going to be cut and go through waivers. Is it Juwan Jennings? Is it Tay Martin? Or is it Ronnie Bell? Probably two of those guys don't make the team. And it's going to be really, really competitive. So if there's injuries, of course, that can change the situation. I always think that if you look at how the receiver core could come together, these guys have to complement one another. So Ayuk runs the deep routes. Debo runs the underneath stuff. Jennings, is a real strong possession receiver who's great on third down. Danny Gray runs off the coverage and creates a ton of space underneath for all those other receivers. Conley theoretically can do the same thing, albeit he's a little bit older. Ray's your return guy. And then you've got Ronnie Bell and Tay Martin as real possession guys who are very, very good in the red zone. So, and then I'm not sure exactly if Isaiah Winstead is an NFL player or not. He'll be an interesting guy to watch this summer. He wears number 28. By the way, Ronnie Bell will wear 10. Tay Martin wears 86. So if you're at camp, Danny Gray, number 6. And of course, Juwan's 15. So this is going to be a really interesting competition. It should be Juwan Jennings' job to lose, but I'm telling you, if Bell and Martin play really, really well, they could force a trade here. And you know what? If you're one of these coaches that used to coach with the Niners, I'm thinking, or if like a guy like Rand Carthon in Tennessee, and you let AJ Brown get away, and you're trying to establish a culture in Tennessee, and it comes down to the cut down, and you're a receiver short, and the Niners are saying, here's University of Tennessee, Juwan Jennings, give me a 5th-round pick in the 2024 draft. Who knows? Maybe Rand Carthon says, you know what? I'd like to have Juwan Jennings here. I think Juwan can help us. He can be a culture player. He'll be popular with the fans. Yeah, here's a 5th-round pick. Crazier things have happened, but Juwan Jennings probably has at least, I would say his value's a 5th-round pick or a 6th-round pick. And maybe a guy like Rand Carthon's willing to bring a guy like Juwan Jennings back to the state of Tennessee. And if Ronnie Bell and Tay Martin beat him out, I could see it. Jennings has the advantage, though, going into camp at wide receiver. I don't think there's any question about that. All right, let's go to our third favorite New York style Italian sausage product. And there's a bunch of good ones out there for sure, but we are going to go with the breakfast sausage. The breakfast sausage is really, really good. There's fennel. It's one of the top selling products that New York style sausage makes. I would say the breakfast sausage is probably as popular as anything they make. It's really, really good. We put it in recipes. My wife puts it in sometimes a quiche. You can cut it up and put it in eggs. Oh, it's phenomenal. It's got just the right mix of ingredients, including fennel, and you can taste that fennel. It's just really, really good. Really, really good. Try the pork sausage, the breakfast link, very popular at New York style Italian sausage. All right, that does it for our preview of the 49er wide receivers. I'm going to give the 49er wide receivers an A minus. Why? Because Ayuk's ready for takeoff. Debo the same. Jennings in a contract year. Tay Martin and Ronnie Bell, the arrow's pointing up. There's a ton of talent here. Danny Gray's going to bust out. I love this group. I think I'm going to say A minus for the wide receiver core going into training camp. I really think this is an exciting group. So much so that I think somebody from this group will be traded before the end of the cut down. And I think the Niners, I think there's good enough talent here to get maybe as high as a 5th round pick in return coming back. Something to watch for this summer for sure. All right. Thanks to New York Style Italian Sausage for sponsoring our camp preview. Thanks to our title sponsor as well, Pig and a Pickle. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krueg Show on YouTube.